Donald Trump has issued a broad presidential proclamation tonight, an executive order implementing a new travel ban that prohibits entry into the United States for citizens of 12 countries and imposes additional restrictions on travelers from 7 more. Most of the banned nations are majority black or majority brown populations. The new restrictions will go into effect at 12:01 a.m. on Monday, a deliberate move intended to prevent the confusion and airport disruption that occurred in 2017, when a similar directive was implemented without advance notice. Unlike the previous rollout, this version is likely on firmer legal footing following the Supreme Court's earlier support for such measures. Many of the countries included in this ban were also targeted during Trump's first term. The current list includes Afghanistan, Myanmar, Chad, the Republic of Congo, Equatorial Guinea, Eritrea, Haiti, Iran, Libya, Somalia, Sudan, and Yemen. In addition, visitors from Burundi, Cuba, Laos, Sierra Leone, Togo, Turkmenistan, and Venezuela will now be prevented from entering the US, supposedly in the name of national security. In reality, this poorly written executive order is a smokescreen to protect white MAGA Republicans from the Great Replacement theory, a white nationalist conspiracy theory that falsely claims there is a deliberate, organized effort, often attributed to Jews, globalists, or left-wing elites, to replace white populations in Western countries with non-white immigrants, particularly from Africa, the Middle East, and Latin America. In a video posted to his own social media platform, Trump linked the new policy, unsurprisingly, to the recent terror attack in Boulder, Colorado, asserting it highlighted the risks of visa overstays. The suspect in that incident, who is from Egypt, a country not covered by the ban, reportedly overstayed a tourist visa, according to the Department of Homeland Security.
Terror attack in Boulder, Colorado has underscored the extreme dangers posed to our country by the entry of foreign nationals who are not properly vetted, as well as those who come here as temporary visitors and overstay their visas. We don't want them. In the 21st century, we've seen one terror attack after another carried out by foreign visa overstayers from dangerous places all over the world. That is why today I am signing a new executive order placing travel restrictions on countries including Yemen, Somalia, Haiti, Libya, and numerous others.
Trump justified the move by citing inadequate security screening procedures in certain nations and some governments' refusals to accept deported nationals. His justification draws heavily from an annual Homeland Security report tracking visa overstays by tourists, business travelers, and students entering by air or sea, focusing on countries with significant overstay rates. I am compelled to act in defense of America's national security and interests, Trump declared in his official statement. Haiti, previously excluded from Trump's initial travel ban, is now included due to its high visa overstay numbers and the continued arrival of undocumented migrants amid worsening economic and political conditions. With criminal gangs controlling much of Port-au-Prince and law enforcement efforts struggling to contain the violence, Trump falsely claimed Haiti lacks the ability to provide necessary security assurances. This latest list is the product of a January 20 executive order directing the State Department, the Department of Homeland Security, and the Office of the Director of National Intelligence to assess foreign attitudes towards the U.S. and determine whether allowing nationals from certain countries poses security risks. During his initial term, Trump issued a controversial executive order that prohibited travel from 7 Muslim-majority nations, including Iraq, Syria, Iran, Sudan, Libya, Somalia, and Yemen. That order sparked chaos at airports across the country as passengers were either denied boarding or detained upon arrival. Affected travelers included students, academics, business people, tourists, and family visitors. Widely referred to as the Muslim ban or travel ban, the policy was revised multiple times following legal challenges before a later version was upheld by the Supreme Court in 2018. The final iteration of the original ban impacted travelers and immigrants from countries such as Iran, Somalia, Yemen, Syria, and Libya, and extended to include North Korean nationals and certain Venezuelan officials and their relatives. Though the Trump regime consistently defended the policy on national security grounds, critics pointed to its discriminatory undertones, especially given Trump's campaign-era call for a ban on Muslims entering the United States, quote, until we can work out what the hell is going on. Missing from the list is Qatar, the UAE, and Saudi Arabia, who Trump currently is doing business deals with. Remember that most of the 9/11 bombers were Saudi nationals. Meanwhile, Trump has moved to restrict nearly all international students from enrolling at Harvard University in what appears to be his latest effort to cut off the Ivy League institution from the global student base that compromises roughly 25% of its enrollment. In an executive order signed today, Trump asserted that permitting foreign nationals to attend Harvard's campus in Cambridge, Massachusetts, would pose a threat to national security. I have concluded that the admission of the aforementioned class of foreign nationals is harmful to the interests of the United States, the order states, as Harvard's actions have made it an appropriate venue for hosting foreign students and scholars. This development marks an escalation in the regime's ongoing conflict with Harvard, the nation's oldest and wealthiest university. Just last week, a federal judge in Boston halted an attempt by the Department of Homeland Security to prevent international students at Harvard from remaining in the country. Trump's latest order leans on a separate legal foundation. For foreign students already at Harvard, Secretary of State Marco Rubio will determine if visas should be revoked, Trump wrote. A State Department cable sent last week to U.S. embassies and consulates said that federal officials will begin reviewing the social media accounts of visa applicants who plan to attend, work, or visit Harvard University for any signs of anti-Semitism. Anti-Semitism is the regime's false flag excuse to bar anybody who doesn't fit Trump's chosen demographic, fulfilling his long-term policy to make America white again.
And nothing will stop us from keeping America safe.
I'm Anthony Davis. You can find me on the 5 Minute News YouTube channel and podcast, on Wednesdays co-hosting Uncovered, and on Sunday on The Weekend Show with Midas Touch.